Fine. So the next thing that we are going to discuss is LiFi or light fidelity. Light fidelity. So everybody has some understanding of what is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi allows your electronic devices to connect to your broadband or your internet connection wirelessly by making use of radio waves, correct? So your internet provider, for example, broadband connection, for example, it is connected, the cable is connected to a router. So the router allows your electronic devices such as your laptop or your mobile phone, for example, to connect to your internet connection wirelessly. So both of them have transmitter and receivers to receive radio waves and transmit radio waves, and this is how data exchange takes place and you get internet connection. So now the question is, instead of radio waves, which is also nothing but electromagnetic radiation itself, instead of radio waves, why not make use of light? Why not make use of visible light? Light is available everywhere. It is available free of cost, correct? It is of higher frequency. Therefore, it is able to carry more data. It is able to carry much more, in terms of density, information density, it is even higher. It is able to transfer data or transmission of data is at a higher rate. Internet speed can be very high, and also it offers security. So just imagine you have a bulb over here. Okay. Now, the very one thing that you have to remember is that for LiFi to work, that is, instead of radio waves, if you wish to make use of light for your internet connection, for example, your tube lights or your incandescent bulb does not work. You have to make use of an LED bulb. Because how does your LED bulb work? If you remember, we discussed how your solar cell works. You receive energy. You receive solar energy. Electrons are knocked out. Electricity is produced. You reverse the process. You reverse the process. You supply electricity, it will give out energy in the form of light. Now, since LED is an electronic device, it is possible for you to modulate light. See, this is not possible in an incandescent bulb, for example. Incandescent bulb is what? Nothing but your thermal luminescence. Due to high resistance, temperature increases, brightness increases, light is given out due to high temperature. Okay, but this is not the case. In an LED bulb, you are supplying electricity where you are able to modulate the amount of light which is produced. Okay, so imagine you have an LED bulb. So to an LED bulb, you are supplying electricity, it gives out light. Now imagine the same LED bulb also has a router. Also has a router or router, however you want to call it. Okay, using these router, to this router, your cable is connected from your internet service provider. The cable is connected. So using these two components, you are able to modulate the amount of light which is produced. Okay, so what will happen is that the light streams are produced in such a way, just imagine it like this, just to understand. Okay, imagine from an LED bulb, it is switching on and off. It is switching on and off. When it is switching off, when it is switched off, no light is received. We can take that data as 0. When it is switched on, you have light. It is taken as 1. So if you consider it to be, continuously switching on and off, this will be a series of ones and zeros, for example. Correct? So something like this can be done using an LED bulb. Okay, don't think that it is going to switch on and off, on and off. It is going to happen so fast that you will not be able to notice that switching on and off. You will not be able to notice it. And on your cell phone, for example, if you have a photo detector, it is able to receive light and it is able to detect light and convert this light into electrical energy and then digitize it into zeros and ones. This can be used to produce data, receive internet connection. Similarly, your phone can also have a transmitter which is able to send back data. And the router in your LED bulb, this is able to collect that data and send it back. So just like making use of radio waves from your Wi-Fi router, you can also make use of light. You can also make use of light. So what are the advantages? I've told you some of the advantages. Internet speed will be tremendous. Why? Because it is able to carry more data due to higher frequency. But range may be a bit limited. Unlike unlike your Wi-Fi router, for example, you can be anywhere in the room. For LiFi to work, you'll have to be in the direct line of sight, meaning the bulb is here, I have to be here. I have to be below the bulb. Or else I'll need a series of bulbs across the room for it to function. Wi-Fi router, for example, if the Wi-Fi router is over there, the router is there in the office, correct? But we are able to receive radio waves here, correct? But if the light is there in the other room, can I receive LiFi here? No, I can't receive it. So this is one disadvantage. This is one disadvantage. But you may also call it as an advantage, saying that it is more secure. It offers more security. Somewhere walking on the street can also access their Wi-Fi, but they will never be able to access their LiFi. Okay, it is free of cost. We can combine it with optical fiber cables. Correct? And now we are talking about Internet of Things where objects are able to communicate with each other. Here also LiFi can become important, where imagine you have vehicles. Imagine you have vehicles. So vehicles also produce light, correct? It has a headlight, it has a tail light. So imagine if this can be connected to the headlight and the tail light, then vehicles should also be able to communicate with each other. So if the vehicle in the front is slowing down, it will send that information to the vehicle behind it so that it will also automatically slow down. Okay, if there is a red light, for example, the vehicle will automatically detect that. Okay, so also possibilities are several. Possibilities are several. So this is your LiFi. I hope you understood what is LiFi. Yes, instead of radio waves, we make use of light. Okay, so you have to be below a light bulb, LED bulb. Please remember, always an LED bulb, and you should be ready to go. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, for example, imagine it's night time, and say about 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And since you are preparing for UPSC or KPSC, obviously you would continue to study till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or whatever it is, correct? Now, what will happen? You are at home and everybody else would be sleeping, correct? Now, if you're using Wi-Fi, it is fine. You can switch off all the lights. You can just use your laptop or you'd be using your phone. They would think you're studying, but I don't know what you would be doing, whatever it is. Okay, but you would be on your device, your smartphone or your laptop, for example, watching a movie, YouTube, whatever it is. Now, what happens? Wi-Fi, and there's no problem. You can switch off all the lights. But if you're using Wi-Fi, what does it mean? You'll have to switch on the light. You need to switch on the light. So this can be disturbing if there are other people also in the same room who are trying to catch some sleep. So what the fifth point says is that it is not necessary for an LED bulb to be burning brightly in order for LiFi to function. The intensity of the light can be reduced to such an extent that for the human eye, there is hardly any light. But there is still light in faint amount, which is sufficient for data transfer. There is no luminescence. The intensity of the light, the brightness of the light is reduced. But even light in faint amount is enough for transfer of data.